Alright, we should be live. What's Gaming Gamers? It's your boy Olino, and I'm coming at you a little bit later than usual on a weekday. I hope I don't regret this, but Ecuador's next on our A to Z playthrough, and with the latest update, what was it, Trials of Allegiance or whatever, we still have the default focus tree, but there is a war we fight with Peru, historically the War of 41. So yeah, so we're going to do that. Said the stream was offline for a second, but it looks like we're okay. Weird. Okay. Let's send the links out. But yeah, so I think this will be a pretty short one because there's a small war we fight in 41. If we do that, we do that. If we don't, we don't. And yeah. And I got post on Twitter. Alright, that's on Twitter, and then I gotta edit the Twitch one, because I don't know if I can actually change that before I go live. Edit, because we are on Ecuador now, not the Dutch East Indies. Okay. And then I gotta make it so that I can read both chats. Alright. Let's do this. So the biggest problem we're going to have is we have so little manpower, and I don't think... So here's the problem, right? Is that we do have the historical thing for Ecuador. So I don't know that we stay democratic, because I mean, realistically, if we flip communist, we could probably flip communist by the end of 37. If we get the manpower bonus from being communist, that's 38, 39, 40. There's the potential for 75,000 manpower, which is a lot more manpower we have right now, because we're only going to be able to go up to limited, and we'd also be able to go up to other conscription laws. Because otherwise, we're going to be locked to limited conscription, which is going to cap us at very little manpower. Each infantry battalion uses 1,000 manpower, so I mean, we could conceivably... That's only... Oh, uh-oh. 5 spare sea convoys. Hey, bro, how you been? Doing well, Noah. 6 factories, 5 spare... Yeah, not... Oh, one of them is used for consumer. I was like, what? What's using our... Let's have a factory building guns. I think I'll just drop a save. These should be pretty quick. I don't think I'll be able to do full playthrough. I mean, honestly, I'm not too worried about factory count because we have the default focus tree, so we're going to be able to get a good number of factories. But man, the this is gonna be a little bit rougher than I maybe anticipated. Oh, I hate that they do this where they put some of the infrastructure to different spots. Well, so what I can do, eggnog on a different cat. Yeah, I remember. I think we could probably get the infrastructure we need to be able to skip one of these infrastructure efforts, because this infrastructure effort isn't going to stack well. Yeah, I mean, it's just easier for me in the moment saying it on time. Also, let me know if there's an issue with the stream. I saw like at the start of the stream, it said stream was offline for a second, but I don't know if that was YouTube just glitching out. I don't know if there are any issues with me streaming to both. Oh, I forgot to edit the tags on my Twitch stream because I'm streaming to both Twitch and um uh, streaming to both Twitch and YouTube. Which, by the way, I'm gonna because I say the VODs and I have the chat replay on YouTube. I think what I'll try to do, if there are people in Twitch chat that are talking, I'll try and like mention that they're on Twitch, because otherwise it could be weird when people are watching the VODs. But I'll try to remember to do that, but no promises. Brave new world. I'm gonna try and get the naval effort, because the naval effort I could try and sell some convoys, but if I do that, that'll exacerbate my consumer goods, so I probably don't want to do that. Do we have any good advisors? No. Nothing happened? Cool. Good, good, good. Thank you for letting me know. I appreciate it. So we will want to get this deterrence one. That's pretty good. But I think we'll go ahead and just start grabbing these. We're just going to need to grab sort of the basics. I mean, we're going to have to get radiant. I mean, I just don't know that we're going to be able to get the divisions we need for this. Ugh. If we train this one division, how much army XP does that generate? No commanders at all. Cool. I think we'll literally not generate any army XP. Yep. And we have the Navy. Oh! Right, it's going to try to build... Well... Yeah, I might try to build in the Galapagos, actually. Okay, then I don't think it's worth it to do that. We'll just build a civilian factory, and then we'll try to build military factories after that, I think, once we have more building slots. 4 days of production, but that should be largely irrelevant. And then what do we have? We have defense, offense. Do we have infantry? No, we don't have an infantry expert. This is gonna suck. Almost no one wants to sell weapons in the world market. Some people still buy convoys, though. The Philippines will always try to build convoys, but they never have any convoys, which I don't even understand. Why do they not build convoys? Do they start out with ships being produced? I guess we'll find out when we switch to them. But yes, I think we're going to have to do superior firepower. I mean, I don't even know if we're going to be able to get to the integrated floor. Well, we could still send an attaché to China for extra army XP. And we're democratic, so we can get the army XP bonus. We might be able to do something. And I could get the bonuses. Yeah. You can probably get something going. Oh, right. I guess the other question is, how bad is the supply? We're going to have so few troops that I'm not going to really worry about supply. If supplies, I guess we'll probably try and get trucks for supply, but I'm going to choose to be optimistic and think that it won't be too big of a deal. I don't think if there's anybody I really want. I think I got to get the army offense guy early on. Let's go ahead and get radio. And the question is, how big of an army does Peru build? Fascist countries tend to like building big armies. Focus tree for Peru, so I guess it's just via decision or whatever. They're like, hey, let's go to war. Or maybe it's an event chain and I'll have a chance to respond and escalate or de-escalate. Right, we have no command power because our war support's so low. Right. go ahead and get the conscription law. Especially useful to build sea convoys for sale unless you have spare iron. You don't need and no one is buying. Well, that's a good question. Yes, we do not have. We have teeny bit of oil. Honestly, actually, do I dare go to free trade? I mean, 5% construction speed, research speed, 5% factory output. I mean, out of all the things for me to spend political power on, I don't think that's terrible. Yeah, I think we do that. We can't go to early mobilization. I mean, I'm probably gonna want to save up when we hopefully when we send our attaché to. We're gonna go concentrated because we're not going to be flipping our production lines. We're going to be building artillery and which we need to research artillery, but we're going to be building infantry equipment and artillery, and that's basically all we got. Maybe engineers. Maybe. You have to be very economical here. Well, actually, so I did have an idea. I could drop some saves, and we can try a couple different things for our armies. There are a couple silly things you can do in a. Oh, right, I need to save up all my command power, though, to be able to send an anti. Yeah, exactly. Well, especially support artillery. And especially if we have superior firepower. You can't see me, but I'm doing finger guns at the screen. Games of the Olympiad. Cool. Ethiopia capitulated, RIP. Do I go ahead and get... I mean, it's going to be another year. I think we'll get up to 50 by the time it's useful. So let's go ahead and get the army offense guy. And let's go ahead and research artillery because we're going to need it. It also research the better support equipment. We just have to start building mills after that. Maybe I could get a tank out. I just don't know where we're going to fall on the... I just don't know where we're going to fall on the... how much production we're going to have relative to our very small amount of manpower. Alright, we need to be training up a ton of divisions. I mean, I may as well just go ahead and train up literally all our manpower. We get 40 new recruitable pop every month. Okay. See, this is what annoys me because it wants to put all the infrastructure in Ecuador. And I don't want all the infrastructure in Ecuador. Well, I guess that's one wasted infrastructure, and we're basically only going to be building in Ecuador because we're not going to have building slots free anywhere else. So, you know what? Honestly, I convinced myself. Not that big a deal. Then we're going to want to get the relief of command for extra army XP. We'll need to improve relations with China at some point. Hello, Mumupra. I don't know if you saw on the VOD, but we did the Dutch East Indies yesterday, but I don't think you tuned in for that one. But I don't know. I don't think that one was particularly exciting, but if you want to see it, I mean, we did suffer repelling Japan and Borneo over and over again, but you still have decent division with only 5 infantry battalions, but less than that, your division HP. Yeah. I want that research slot. And relief of command. I guess I may as well get a sense of how bad it's going to be having these guys posted on the front line, but how many divisions is that? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Well, I bet if I lose, because it's also a white piece, I bet if I lose any victory points, it's probably also the end of the... I could... I mean, jungle's pretty defensible. I mean, mountain's the most defensible, but jungle's pretty defensible. We're at 2:30, get close to a quarter of 1,000. Yep. Literally stream on midnight West Indonesian time. Yeah, I know when I stream it's pretty pretty rough for other where other time zones are at. Let's go ahead and get we're gonna need maxed out infantry equipment for everything, so let's get that. You need a factory building. I guess I could also buy equipment on the market, but half your victory points. Yeah, I mean, I don't know how the war ends if Ecuador just capitulates or what exactly. So it's ever so slightly more optimal to go ahead and duplicate a division and then make the new design, because then if you decide you want the other to, like, say I wanted to make like later on make an 18 width infantry, by duplicating this to the 10 width I could edit this to make the 18 width, and I save less I save more army XP. Not that it's super crucial, but you know, every little bit counts. Wait, what? Did I rename the wrong... Oh, it would help if I actually made it 10 width now, then wouldn't it? Alright, that lets me get one more unit out. Go ahead and improve relations with China so I don't forget. Any plans for Skyrim soon? I need to get back to Skyrim. I just, I don't know, been having the urge for more HOI streams. I haven't been, like, the problem, okay. I think in Skyrim we're literally in the middle of, like, it's the middle of night, and we're, like, in a snowstorm, and I really don't want to deal with the cold mechanic, because I might be stuck literally just standing there until the storm passes, so... But I do want to do more Skyrim, but just haven't, you know, just haven't been super feeling it lately. I'm trying to think what... I would need more building slots. Hooray for extra research slots. I'm trying to think when the Marco Polo Bridge incident happens. We don't have enough. Let's go ahead and up our conscription law. We should get the political power back in time, I think. Alright, so I think we have enough to have one division on the front lines everywhere. The cold is absolute. Yeah, I know. I was really annoyed. I really thought Flame Cloak made you immune to the cold, but it doesn't. Alright, we need these two divisions, and we have enough for one division on the front lines everywhere, and... Well, we don't have any artillery yet. We should get some soon. Oh, these guys are... That production line's building the bigger infantry divisions. Construction speed will help us get our forts out. I'm just wondering, like, do we want to try and get any amount of tank production? So I'm thinking we could probably get some mediums built. But I feel like it's probably better we research the basics. Yeah, let's get construction. I'm very scared. I think Peru's gonna cause problems for us. I'm not gonna switch the design yet. I don't want to spend the XP for it. Light tank battalion's fine? I guess. The problem is like, we could go to the 1938 mediums. I guess it isn't that... I can't get as much armor, though, on the Inner Wars because the reliability is so bad. For like an hour or two. I mean, don't worry about it. I have to, I'll hopefully only be streaming for an hour or two. I got work in the morning, so... I could go ahead and just queue up max level forts everywhere, but I wonder, probably worth it to max out. Wait, I didn't get to max infrastructure with the infrastructure focus? Oh, it must have shifted where it put the infrastructure. Well, I think it's worth it to get these infrastructure upgrades. I mean, it will let me do region-wide industrial land integration, get more building slots, so that's almost certainly worth it. I am aware that we are low on manpower. Yeah, I get you. Oh yeah, that's right. They do have less turn. I mean, honestly, I don't know that we're going to be pushing at all. My hope is that we just survive. You know what I should do is go ahead. Well, let's research support equipment. Hooray, we have one whole division on the line. Let's go ahead and put the support artillery in. So that is pretty big. So, actually, you know what I'll do? I'll actually save this because, again, duplicating is better. So you can see 30.9, so you get almost a 50% increase, and you're only adding like 300. 300 manpower need. Japan declared war on China. We don't quite have the command power yet, but soon. Low war support sucks. They're like, oh, Ecuador gets into a war. Nuke their war support. Am I able to do partial? Yes, I am. Work tomorrow as well. Yep, I mean, that's how it is. I mean, there are better things to spend my civilian factories on? I don't know about that. I mean, I'll try to get the region-wide industrial land integration, but I don't know what else I would spend my factories on. because I don't know how hard Peru's going to hit us. Yeah, sometimes days just pass by. How big is an engineer? Okay, so engineer companies are also only 300, so probably worth it for the entrenchment bonus. Because I have the support equipment bonuses. Okay. We're actually doing... Now I need to actually import some steel. Let's go ahead and get our military theorist. Debatably doing partial mobilization earlier would have been better, but this should be fine. Dude, I didn't build the infrastructure in Ecuador first. Probably better to get the military factory out first and get the production efficiency. See, the problem is I don't know how the war mechanics work for Ecuador. I don't know if they capitulate or like they get their white piece. Or how exactly that all works. I just don't know. So we need to get like these first. Like these two are very, very important techs. So how do we get there from here? I don't know. I know we get 3 doctrine bonuses. So we'll work on those. All right. I am inclined to think that we can do something with tanks. I have to get so many techs, though. I mean, substantially, it's a minus 15%, but if they have like a plus 25% from experience, that's not gonna do too much for us, I feel. Yeah, we need... Do light and heavy tanks, do those all use the same amount of... See, I mean, that's the problem, is that... For that, I'd rather just get the 1938 mediums, I think. Then I only need to research 2 techs. Because we're already in 1938. Yeah, I mean, pretty normal, pretty normal day for me, basically. Partial mobilization. Just normal work and stuff. I will be off for a week here in a little bit, so hopefully can get some more streams done then. But, yeah, that's more or less all I got going on. Only 40 XP for Doctrine, beautiful. Yeah, so I'm thinking... We'll see. It's rough. Yep. Yeah, it'll be a nice break. Engineering school. Initiative plus 4%. Interesting. I can't spend... I mean, debatably I want static warfare, debatably, but we can't afford to be spending on stuff like that. How about if I add engineers then? So the big thing is, how much entrenchment am I gaining from this? 3 extra entrenchment. and more defense. Plus 25% defense in jungle. Oh, that's got to be a ton of defense. Do we get anything for mountains? Why do I get a defense bonus for I guess they're like, we don't want mountains to be even more unbreakable. I think for the defense, I mean, I cannot afford to be taking casualties. But I think we gotta go for engineers also. Is it for like another month? Yeah. That's one of the things that sucks. I mean, I wish I had more time off. It's just so hard structuring, like, especially just because, I mean, for me, I live far away from, like, all my friends and family. So, like, you know, if I want to, like, visit people, it's a whole thing. And, man. What am I doing here? I think, yeah, I think it's worth it to get these tank techs. I think. Another doctrine effort bonus, another only 40 for an extra 10 org. This is very good for us. Because now we're up to 52.8. And shoot. Patience is a virtue, yeah. OPM. My brain's broken because when I read OPM, I think of one province minor from EU4. Uh, I mean, that sounds like a parallel between, I forget what it was. But I think Colombia had a war with, like, communist militia groups or something. And I think it was Colombia. And that ended with, like, a peace deal, which a lot of people were upset by. But then it's like, either they're like, oh, we lost, like, family members and stuff, but it's like, yeah, but if we make peace, nobody else has to lose their family members. I guess I could just return Peru's territory. That would be an anticlimactic end to the, this. I'm just like, LOL, return territory. See ya. Alright, let's see what kind of mediums we can get going here. Do I dare make the big boy? I mean, so what? The big difference is that I get more breakthrough with these guys by doing the bigger turrets. They could make a defensive one. I think we might want that, actually. Switch to diesel. Do the improved small cannon. I really don't want to have to import chromium for this guy. Yeah, I got that. Now that you have more soldiers drawing more supplies. Still fine, yeah. Yeah, I mean, these guys use 0.5 supply, I suppose. I don't know. Do I want to pay for casts? I don't think the armor's really gonna matter all that much. I think I just opt for extra ammunition storage. Maybe sloped armor. So wait a minute, hold on. Cast armor's plus 30% armor, but plus 20%. Well, I guess you're also getting the defense and breakthrough. But you're only getting one more defense and breakthrough relative to riveted, so you'd always just use sloped armor. Huh. And it's plus 20% relative to minus 20%, so it's a plus 40% increase. So yeah, sloped armor is a much better deal, actually. I never really pieced that together. And we'll strap some extra machine guns. I'm gonna forego... Hopefully it doesn't go out. I mean, hopefully you don't lose power. It sucks losing power. Hopefully I don't lose power. Not that the weather's bad or anything, but you never know. I mean, yeah, breakthrough is especially important, but I don't think the problem's going to be breaking through. I think it's going to be defending. If we can hold initially, then I'm going to be like, oh boy, let's push. But getting there, I'm very concerned about our ability to survive. I'm not going to pay to upgrade it. I could probably get away with training divisions. Well, I need to train them anyways because we need to get their XP up. And they generate a little bit of army XP. Yeah, I mean, I should research trucks. And still do reorganize the rail. How long? So that's 120 days. You know what? Well, first things first, can I see his supply? Okay, so he's got nothing. So, what I can do is I can do this, and we can do... Completed 6th of September. Okay, so it'll finish in time. That should resolve any supply issues we have. Yeah, I mean, I've had instances where, like, just the internet gets knocked out. Well, especially being in apartment complexes. Well, when I had my, I had my internet provided by the apartment. If the power went out of the apartment, you lost internet. Even if you could have had, like, a generator or something, you still wouldn't have had internet. Oh, I should probably try and get deterrence. Or do I want equipment effort? For truck. Get concentrated again so we could get more factories. Let's see. Better artillery, we need our better support weapons. Oh, right, I could do... Yeah, region-wide industrial land integration is probably the best thing for me to do. I mean, good news is when we're at war, I should hopefully be able to jump to service by requirement immediately. If I have the political power, which will quadruple. You made the generator? Well, I'm impressed by that if you made a generator. Mechanization, armor effort. Is this 2-techs? Has that always been 2-techs? I'll go ahead and get... Eh. Yeah, these are worth it. Yeah. What's gonna be the fact? Oh, I have a river connection. Well, there we go. The problem solved itself. Do anybody help with the wired components? Well, that's good. There's no reason for me to invest any of that stuff. Armor division. Technically, if I put... Okay, first of all, why does Ecuador have an armor division expert if we don't know tanks exist? Second of all, now that's an interesting thought. Because the Mountaineers are better than... And you do have a basement. That's not a bad idea, actually. Shoot. Well, okay, first... Okay, so here we go. So, 55 soft attack. I didn't look at her org. 63 soft attack. Very nice. Oh, and how much are we getting for training? We've got plenty of equipment, so there's no real reason to worry about it. Okay, we can only get 2 more divisions. And this will be what we're rocking until the war kicks off. I do question how many divisions Paraguay's or Peru's going to build, but 7 to 30, no. I could build an intel agency, maybe. Make a native pub. Oh, I see. I missed your native pub house citizenship identification card limit migration from other island. That's basically just separating it. You started to just separate the country. Amazon death trains built. I mean, if I built a railroad out here, I know that was a big thing. I forget what they did historically, but there's like I think they built a big road through the Amazon. I think in Brazil. Okay, I don't think I need the higher tier engine, so we're just gonna focus on our infantry equipment. We'll just go ahead and quick deploy these divisions and throw them in, and they can start training. Why did they go here? This is the province that's going to get attacked the most. Granted, I've got river crossings, I suppose. But why would you go there and not, like, down here? I guess, yeah, that's a good point. I have, like, river crossings which are pretty defensible. Can you do medium fixed superstructure? Why would you do... I guess you would do the medium because it allows you to use the bigger weapons, I think. One of these. So this one should be like the highest priority one. Interesting. Yeah, because this one's going to need the most forts because the attacks from all 4 directions. That's going to reduce the fort level. I need like 5 forts there to get a bigger bonus than the other ones. Yeah, because you do get usually a minimum 1 fort level. Alright, another building slot. We're going to forego an intelligence agency. I think we have enough, so we can just prioritize building mediums now. Let's go for mountaineers. I think we'll be able to get mountaineers, and it'll be pretty good. Get secret weapons. Basically, I want improved work conditions. Colombian, Venezuelan, Larito. Oh, yeah, I'd have to take that off Peru. Yeah, you can't specifically get it without having to go towards Panama Canal, but yeah, that's not happening. I could conceivably, I think I could maybe pull it off in a communist game, but not with this one. Go ahead and research trucks, just in case I need them for supply lines. I also need to research trains, but I keep forgetting. Ah, I see. Yeah, I guess if you're more of like... I just forget, because yeah, the way special autonomous provinces, because we don't really have anything like that in the U.S. Weirdly, they have like the territories like Puerto Rico, which are weirdly like less part of the United States, but more part of the United States, because like territories basically the federal government can basically overrule anything a territory wants to do. So it's kind of like not kind of weird in that sense. But like but territories can like conceivably leave the United States, whereas states fought a whole war about that. I think it'll be worth it because I don't think the use of my because I only have 1 factory on it, so I think it's fine. With the extra attack, I think we have a good amount of defense, so I think I'm going to care more about getting more attack. Do I want to wait so I don't have a ahead of time penalty? Oh yeah, let's get the better artillery. Research Marines. Why, for the river crossings? I mean... Yep. Yeah, so DC is considered the federal district, so it is... it has no it has no representation in Congress. Well, they have a non-voting delegate in the House of Representatives. And then they do, because of one of the amendments to the Constitution in, I think, the 60s, they did get the right to have electoral votes in the presidential election. But yeah, so that's like there's a big move, which that amendment complicates things. There's a big movement to make DC a state. The fact that you have an amendment specifying that DC gets electoral votes as if it were a state causes problems, because then you'd have to repeal the amendment, or you'd have some weird stuff because the amendment would exist. But that's the whole thing. Industrial electronics. I think industrial concern. I do want to research AA because I can get the autocannon, and the autocannon conceivably we'll see what happens. I am we'll see what happens. I mean, these divisions 4 to 14 battalions, so that's not a lot of battalions actually. He's probably also only running 10 with battalions, so maybe we have it. Maybe I overreacted and there was no danger after all. I actually think though I need to. I think I overbuilt military factories. I'll build some trucks for supply line tech, and then we also need to research trains. So I'm very bad about remembering to do that. Oops. Yeah, I was gonna go for deterrence. Oh, do they have the same base stats? I guess so. Well, I'm gonna be investing in Marines. Then I want to get some naval XP so I could get the Marine Special Forces techs. All right, I duplicate this. Let's see how bad this would be if I made this switch. 47, they'd have 30 armor. Lose a little bit of defense. How bad's the terrain penalties? -1%, -8%. Honestly, could be worse. I think these do, in fact, become an armor battalion, though. Yeah, I mean, if he isn't able to pierce our divisions, that's going to be a huge advantage for us. The question is, how much does this cost? We can afford it. Oh, yeah, that frees up a lot of manpower, actually, which means we can get another division out. And then I think so. I don't think I could. Yeah, because you don't see like general modifiers or anything. Which reminds me. First, I want to go and grab this. Which also, okay. 96.7. $106.6. Let's go. And we'll get our armor expert, because I think they'll be affected by that bonus. Processor. Looks Confederation style, I see. Nope, no fuel drum rack. We if we're just defending, I'm not going to worry about the fuel drum rack. If we design a breakthrough tank to actually push, then I will switch the design out. But I think we need to prioritize defense for the time being. Again, maybe I'm overreacting. Maybe Peru's not that scary, but I'm very scared of Peru. Guess we may as well do improved work conditions. Actually, I should have had that guy sit because training all these guys back up is going to be expensive. I should go ahead and show field commanders, promote. Whatever. It's not like they're going to be around long enough to really level up all that much. Max entrenchment plus 30% could actually be really good, because but Orgloss when moving is so nice. Grab another save, but I want all the defensive advantages we can get, so I'm actually going to do max entrenchment bonus. So that's an extra 3% when it comes to defense and attack. Actually, wait, no, that's not actually really good. Because the extra attack's going to give you an extra 2.5% attack. Always. You don't have to worry about reloading. So yeah, so this one's definitely better. Can I ask to join the Allies? Will they let me in? No. Because I know when we did the Dominican Republic game, I console commanded us to allow us to join, but keep in mind that was like historically the Dominican Republic did in fact join the Allies, so I don't consider that very you know, ahistorical or whatever. We were just helping the game be correct. Yeah, I get the improved autocans. I think I want to go ahead and get down to that. Let's... Oh, I used the 100% bonus. Well, let's go ahead and research trucks. Is the 100% bonus on the artillery. Less than ideal. What's next on the doctrine? Breakthrough. And then I think I'm going to want to go down this one. Yeah, so this gives me more org, so I'll want this one, I believe. Plus 10 infantry org is very good. But... Well, I'll get a free Marine division in a little bit here. As well get our... Get our engineers some more doctrine. Hooray for deterrence. Council Assembly across province. See, yeah, that's also very different because, like, I forget. I think states can enter into interstate agreements, but it requires the approval of Congress, I think. Not sure. Research all the 1940 bonuses, so we have them. And, yeah, that's the province I want because this one can be attacked from the most directions. So that one and also that one. Those are where I need the most forts. If Peru does a naval invasion on me, I'm just going to be very upset. I guess I can get 1940 mediums. Is it cheaper to edit this one? Might be. Yeah, it is. You lose wow, a lot of HP apparently, switching to the special forces. How much HP am I losing? That seems like a lot of HP loss. Also have less suppression, interesting. A little bit of breakthrough, lose a little bit of defense. I'm guessing, I still consider leg infantry. I have a big bonus. Big corruption event in the US. Like recently? Oh, hello, the Holy Dictator on Twitch. Doing well. Sorry I didn't see your chat message until now. Let's try to, I guess it's... Losing 20% HP seems like a lot. Fine. Yeah, sorry, I'm streaming on both YouTube and Twitch, so well, I'm not used to having to also look at Twitch chat. I don't know. Do we want to... And it also uses more infantry equipment, but that's to be expected. A lot more infantry. Hmm. I mean, we'll save it. It is an improvement. Hearts of Iron looks really hard to play. It could be intimidating, but... I mean... I can't really speak. I have over 2,000 hours of playtime in the game, so I can't really speak to it. I mean, obviously, it doesn't help that the game's very different than when it first released in terms of like you guys stay on top of like updating mechanics and stuff, but I think there are like a lot of bought it 2 weeks ago, haven't done it, haven't never opened it. Yeah, I do I mean, I have so many games in my Steam library. Uh, but it's definitely one of the ones I will say that you can look up. And I mean, I could probably do like a video like the basics of, because like, yeah, if you're playing as like Ecuador and you've got to defeat Peru, yeah, there's a lot of stuff you got to do to really try and like understand game mechanics and stuff. But say you want to be like, I don't know, like say you want to beat China and you want to fight off Japan, and that's all you care about. You just want to beat the war against Japan, and that's it. It can be relatively simple doing that in terms of like, figuring out what a good division is, and really just understanding when to push and when not to push and when to attack. But yeah, it is complicated. It does have a lot of mechanics. I mean, just the simple thing is how many. So there's one, two, three, four major tech layouts for Army, Navy, Air Force, and then intelligence. And then you've got supply, terrain, resistance, compliance, resource, infrastructure, factions. Yeah, more map modes, more complicated, more things to keep track of. Basic tutorial on YouTube first. Well, you can check out my channel on YouTube. If you see on my Twitch profile, I have my link tree to my YouTube channel. And I have like a little bit of a basic HOI4 video, and then you can also check out. So if there's a specific country you want to play, you could check out some of my streams playing as some countries. I am through A through D countries, so Ecuador's our first E country we're going through. But if you're interested in that. Why we fight 10% stability. Ooh. We don't have the neutral foreign spirit policy. We'll be able to create fact. Fine. You subscribe? Awesome. Play as the Dutch East Indies. Well, I just played as the Dutch East Indies. So you can check out the VOD for that if you're interested. So Mumu Pred, to answer your question on the corruption events. I can't think of any like right off the top of my head. I mean, obviously there are the current former president Donald Trump is being uh the process of jury selection, I think, for his trial in New York started. Uh oh wait, no, corruption. Yeah, so probably the biggest like outright corruption slash treason thing is there's Senator Bob Menendez from New Jersey. Um I think there's some stuff about him like accepting bribes from Egypt and other stuff. So that's probably like the biggest like sort of like corruption because like the Trump trial from my understanding is like has to do with like tax fraud, which isn't necessarily like corruption, whereas I think the Menendez thing is more like outright corruption from my understanding, but I don't follow any of this stuff too closely, so you'd have to look into it. Oh yeah, Dutch East Indies. So I just stuck with the Netherlands and fought against Japan, and I was having a Japan decided to send their entire fleet right here, and it was pain. I really didn't like it. um, but yeah, that's a tough one. It's also tough. I don't know like how many of the DLC you have, but also playing is just like a puppet is difficult in the game. I wonder. I'm gonna get Backroom Backstabber. Or wait, no, Subversive Activities cost. No, that doesn't make it more expensive for our opponents. Okay, never mind then. Ooh. I guess I want Commando. Oh, well, actually, I'll get the Commando guy because that Special Forces attack is good for us. Do I want to go ahead and get I think I'm gonna go ahead and nab Those two divisions. Wait. Okay. Weird. I just love it since I can get independent. Hard to maintain the big land of Indonesia. Oh yeah, I mean, getting constantly invaded. Well, like the big problem is you're constantly getting Japan's invading all your different islands, and you have to supply your troops on all those different islands. And yeah, it's not fun. Not fun. I lost many brave Indonesian soldiers to Japanese submarines. But I think by the end of it, I think I calculated that I ended up destroying like a third of the Japanese Navy, which is ridiculous because it's like, what were the Allies doing? I have no idea where the American fleet was that entire game. They were off doing something. Army training, division training time, construction, naval production. I mean, I guess conceivably I want the extra 20% land fort construction speed. How to buy tanks and planes. Been trying to buy tanks. So you could, if you have the DLC, you could buy on the international market, but otherwise, you have to build military factories, uh, and then like research the technologies and build them. But it's a balancing game of whether or not you can actually support that. Most of your infantry is going to usually end up just being infantry. Like it's one of the things that's a little bit annoying is that it's like like yeah, they add all these mechanics for like how to design tanks and planes and all this stuff, but then it usually just devolves into like here's the correct template to use 100% of the time, and all other templates are inferior. Like this is just the best template to be using. Oh, I'll get the extra. I flip flop on whether or not to do piercing or not, but I mean, we clearly have production biased in favor of us, so I don't think there's really any reason not to too much. All right. I get soft attack. Yeah, sure. I'll take more soft attack. And then I want the marine. Special forces +5 org. So these guys are at 55.7. 58.5, nice. So if you're trying to, you don't necessarily need tanks to fight tanks. If you need to fight on a budget, you can use either you can use anti-tank, or you can try to or even like if they're low tier tanks, even anti-air can pierce their armor. My goal is to get these guys up to train. Not really getting anything that's alerting me to like, hey, they're gonna start a war soon. soft attack. Oh yeah, so hold on. So one big case, so big corruption case in Indonesia, bribery, illegal mining, fraud, calculated total economy loss 272 trillion. Yeah, that's a lot, I assume. Half the cost of the entire new capital. Okay, yeah, that is big. Private company and not government owned. That number is just stupid. Well, I mean, did you hear about the? There's apparently that one Vietnamese billionaire who like defrauded the country of like 3% of its GDP or something, and looks like I think she ended up getting the death penalty. True story. Since I'm from Indonesia. Oh, cool. Yeah. So the whole. I'm surprised that I have another Indonesia viewer, but yeah. So I have Mumupra in the YouTube chat is from Indonesia. So the holy dictator on Twitch looks like you're also from Indonesia. That's surprising. I guess if this is a good, I guess if HOI4 is popular there, and it's a good time for people to be watching streams. Let's make it improved medium tank. Okay, this one I'm gonna go ahead and make breakthrough type because I'm feeling a little bit cocky. We'll use the auto cannon because we don't need the heart attack. Armor skirts, sloped armor, and fuel drums. Make one of my viewers happy. $12.5 billion. This is $16.7 billion. Yeah, although I will say the Indonesian economy actually Indonesia's economy's got to be bigger than Vietnam's, right? Because Vietnam is because Indonesia's got such a high population. Yeah, 1.3 trillion versus 400 billion. So yeah, so while the corruption is bigger, it's on a relative basis. It's my third medium tank. Oops. Oh wow. Diesel engine. Yeah, that does sound like pretty crazy though. Like, I mean, I can't really think of anything comparable off the top. I mean, I'm sure there are instances of something similar to that in the United States, but I'm not sure. Am I going to invade Peru? Peru is going to invade me. This is going to be a war of self-defense. At least that's what I think is going to happen. I've never actually done this before, so yeah, I don't know like what happens. Does Peru attack me and I just fight them off and then they are like oops and then they go away or what? I don't know. Invade him first. Unfortunately, not allowed to do that because I'm a democracy, so can't do that. Downside of being democratic. Turn to fascist? Well, it's a little late in the game to do that. Plus, also in my A to Z runs, I generally... Peru's a weird one, because it's like... In my A to Zs, I try to do the historical path for every country with custom content. But then you have countries like Peru, or Ecuador, or like Albania, where they don't have unique content, but they still have unique interactions in the sense of like Ecuador gets invaded by Peru, Albania gets attacked by Italy. So then it's like, I could have a little bit of leeway to be like, just do something ahistorical because like the historical thing is literally just you get annexed or you lose the war or whatever, and that's boring. We want to see something interesting, something entertaining. So Italy lost to Ethiopia. Oh, you're right. Oh wait, no, this is I think this is just them bouncing back now that they're in the war. Not that I don't think they actually won. Although I have seen Ethiopia hang around a little bit. I played a little bit of the new Ethiopian content once, but see, this is an instance where I might actually be tempted to get the jungle bonus for pioneers because hiding in jungle is rough. So I think for Peru specifically, I might actually get the jungle bonus. Drop a save. It's like I don't think I need a bigger amphibious bonus. Full scale invasion. We'll see. We'll see what happens with what Peru decides to do. Yeah. So Indonesia's GDP has like triple the Vietnam's GDP. They're around like 400 billion. I don't even know what else to spend my political. Well, I mean, I guess I want 300 political power when the war starts to jump to service by requirement. So there's that. Let's see how quickly Yugoslavia folds. Pretty quickly, as it turns out. So, like, a single car is worth more than, like, the judge's, like the judge's net worth or, like, the judge's salary. Asian Empire. Really like to play aggressive. I mean, for... We mean public opposes rearmament. You know what? It doesn't even matter. Well, I guess I lose, like, a civilian factory. But sure. I didn't even lose a civilian factory. So I'll also need to switch to war economy then. Plus 10%. This is so weird, getting plus 10% air superiority. Nah, they have so 14 to 38 divisions, so I'm guessing they have a lot more divisions than this. I mean, they're just so much bigger. I mean, my total core population is 2.2 million. Lima alone has 3.8 million, 1.72 million. Yeah, they just have like 4 or 5 times the population. Like, that's the thing that's killing me, is I have so few people. Oh, shoot. Okay, so that's when the war starts. Fun fact. Wish I had more warning that was going to happen. Oh, wait, I got a bunch of divisions. Well, can I just disband these and get the manpower? Because I would kind of rather have the manpower, because these guys kind of suck. Alright, what's he gonna do? Does he want to do anything? Peru must get an event to declare war. Yeah, so they get the Amazonian War. War in South America, stemming from disputes region. You know what's interesting to me is that they modeled this as a full-on war when you would think that this would... Like, they have the whole border conflict mechanic in Hearts of Iron 4. You would think that something like this would literally be perfect for it, but maybe it was a full-scale, like, mobilized war, so that mechanic isn't appropriate. Sure, give me all your convoys. Why not? Yeah. Well, we'll see what happens for them. Yep, can't pierce our divisions. A little bit of a river cross at terrain penalty. Oh, I am going to need to cancel my... Oh, wait, I could seaport trap him. F play as French and make them strong. So I did, somebody requested that I go ahead and play as France early. So, I do have a, if you look at, like, one of my recent, streams, I did a French playthrough where I just extended Maginot Line, and it turned out that that was a pretty good idea. Rolls-Royce double Chiefs work. Yeah, that's pretty crazy then. Oh, right. So let's go ahead and just jump to service by requirement, just so I can get more manpower. Sorry, he's putting too many divisions in there. So I need to mount. Okay, so I need to basically do the same thing again, but duplicate this, and I need to make this with mountaineers. How did mount? Oh, right, because I don't have all the text for mountaineers. Because I invested in Marines. Oh, well. Ooh, he's actually attacking me. I mean, he's gonna have a hard time breaking through. He does have enemy air superiority. $297 to 3K, so he inflicts pretty 18 billion rupiahs, while the entire net worth of that chief judge is 10.8 billion. Oh wow, that is crazy. So you play A to Z, right? Next is F. Well, so A to Z, so I play every single country alphabetically A to Z. So after Ecuador, I think is Ethiopia or something. What is the next E country? There might be an E country before Ethiopia. Oh, maybe it is Ethiopia. And let me just look it up. El Salvador is next. He's just sitting there. I mean, honestly, him sitting there is a pretty bad idea, considering he'll, I should go ahead and design a flame tank also. Just design a cheap flame tank. You want to put pro tip, put all fuel drums on your flame tanks, It adds more fuel capacity for your overall division. Let's diesel engine. Yeah, looks good. I moved. Oh, hello, Cinnamon. Oh, you moved over from Twitch. Trotsky, the top lieutenant. Presumptive Vladimir. Oh, yeah. Trotsky's assassination. Yeah, that'll happen. Let's go ahead and swap these guys also. Which, interestingly enough, I guess because it uses the same equipment, they don't really shuffle at all. Whoops. Let's go ahead and just move these guys over here. Stop those guys from getting attacked. Let's see, yeah. I started streaming on... So I've been streaming on YouTube because I always wanted to start streaming on YouTube because Twitch doesn't save VODs permanently. Even if you're at, like... So, at, like, the base level, Twitch only saves VODs for, like, 7 days, and at the highest level, they save them for 60 days, but I didn't want to lose all, like, that streaming content, so that's why I've always been streaming on YouTube. He really likes attacking these divisions, which is very bad idea for him. Yeah, he's taking really bad casualties, although he's got like 100,000 manpower, but he's already lost 20,000, so I could actually just be training more divisions, actually. I have the capacity. Oh, it's gonna take a while to mobilize everybody. Fighting in mountains. So bad. If I succeed in taking this mountain province, though, we are going to ruin this guy's day. Because we're going to do our favorite thing of seaport trapping. And, well, it'll go poorly for him, let me put it that way. I just need to get there before he reorgs. Okay, when is that guy gonna move? Can I see? 3 days. 2 days. He does have troops moving from there. Oh, cool, we got there in time. Oh, this is where the fun begins. Alright, let's pull most of the tanks out of there. Now what he should do is he should move divisions back into that naval base. And when he does that, we'll just destroy those divisions again. And we can just basically infinitely do that until he did I get a terrain bonus? Okay, I do get a little bit of a terrain bonus. Yes, he's taking 74,000 casualties. That is very bad for him. Wait, did I not get an extra? Oh, I did get an extra building slot. Okay, I do actually really need another civilian factory. I would be interested if we get an event or whatever, because presumably it's an event because Peru doesn't annex Ecuador. At least I don't think they do, historically. So, historically in HOI. So, I'm very curious about how this is going to go. It's also making me think I should probably just go ahead and turn on saving VODs for Twitch, because why not? If people are trying to discover me on Twitch, I'll actually have content then for people to watch. Instead of them, they may not know to come to my YouTube where I, have everything saved forever until Google decides to stop. So yeah, every division I destroy is over like 4 to 5% of his army. So he's having a bad time. Oh, and I could go to. Can I afford total mobilization? Yeah, I could. Yeah, that would actually be nice. So we'll save up until we can do both. So actually, I go ahead and switch to total mobilization because we'd still be mobilizing. We'll just mobilize up to 7% instead of that. So I can sit and wait. I also could switch off of construction engineering and just go ahead get naval effort if my consumer goods factories are so low. Oh yeah, I wanted the better autocannon because that'd be really good for our tanks. What do I want these guys to be? Actually, I could go ahead and just. It's always annoying. I like a mount. I guess that's close enough to a mountain. Make them green, I guess. Oh, nope. Gotta have that guy stay there. The question is, he might get into a position where he's training divisions faster than we can destroy him, but he'll run out of manpower eventually. Yeah, he's already having trouble with manpower, and Peru doesn't have that much manpower. Great, convoy time. Oh boy, Japan declared war on the Philippines. Japan demands French Indochina. Keep doing special forces, because that matters a lot more for us. So this is a big one, special force capacity multiplier. So you see we're at 28 out of 30 for our special forces. We get this one, though. Oh, we have so few battalions, I think, that we're actually at the minimum special forces level, so that didn't actually do anything. Whoops. Well, still, what did that do? I just naval invasion planning, okay. Still don't know what you have to do to get to diversify elite forces. Do you have to be a major country to be able to do that? Wonder if he's like, I have no divisions. He can't do anything. That's spirit. Just keep sending divisions in. Eventually it'll work. Maybe one day. Finish continuation war. Yep. So just to reiterate what I'm doing here, it's because he has a naval base here. He keeps thinking he's got a front line here that's undefended. So he keeps sending troops here, but because they're in a naval base, they're automatically encircled, so I just keep getting encirclements. So the AI isn't smart enough to realize they need to not send troops here. So fun little exploit you can do. I've used this to great effect. It's a great way to help even the odds and deal with numerical superiority from an opponent. I've used this to great effect. The downside is this doesn't work if you're in a faction with the AI, because the AI will just be like, oh, free territory, and they'll just take it. But in situations like this, works great. Question for me is... do I want to try... I mean, I could just attack it. I mean, he should be weak enough. I could probably just attack him the old-fashioned way, actually. Eesh, those pretty nasty malices. I wonder if I could go ahead and throw in pioneers on him. No. Could add jungle, though. Or flame tanks, rather. Which I should have enough. Let's go ahead and do that. It costs us a little bit of org. Get a tiny amount of other stats, but the big thing is all these terrain bonuses. Namely, 15% jungle. And 15% urban's also pretty good. But plus 15% jungle to offset the jungle terrain malice is going to be big. Because, a spoiler alert, there's a lot of jungle. I've taken 3,000 casualties and 339,000 casualties for every one Ecuadorian killed. They've killed 100 Peruvians. Literally every single one is Guts from Berserk. Jeez. That's ridiculous. No government could survive that situation. He has at most 11 divisions left. Let's go ahead and get a intel agency, because if I do army, I'll be able to get a better estimate here. Oh, Peru. Peru offers Laredo. Unexpected communique for Peruvian diplomats arrived recently. Within the communique was an offer for conditional peace against Laredo. Withdrew first. This carefully. I'm very tempted to keep going. I'm gonna save, because I think we could just annex Peru. But I want to see what the... We probably might get a -1, but the fact we gain war support if we keep going... why not? After all, why not? Why shouldn't I have it? To keep the Amazonian War, I might have gained a little bit more war support. You actually want the tanks. You'd want the tanks here to attack, because then they don't have the river crossing, which doesn't really matter at this point. I've got such a favorable casualty ratio, but just for posterity, you know. Do it this way. Bruce, like, please, you have killed... I mean, that's like an equivalent of like, yeah, over 10% of the population of Ecuador has been killed by Ecuador. Over an equivalent. You know what I mean. We should be able to attack this province. I guess we take Lima. It probably has a victory point, yeah. But I mean, we keep destroying his divisions. He's not going to be able to do a whole lot to stop us. He still has naval bases, so he can still move troops around. Oops, stop doing that. I usually always go for Seducer because the reduced operative detection chance factor is just really nice because there's nothing really more annoying than your operatives getting captured. Let's go ahead and add flame tanks also to these guys because I think you also get a mountain bonus. Yeah, it's only 5%, but hey, 5%'s 5%. You can quote me on that. He's still shipping more people off. This is really too funny to me, but I do actually need to take that province, so... Alright, this is the point where I'm pretty confident we could just throw everybody into a single army group and just tell them to go and we'll win. It won't be, you know, peak optimal casualties, but I mean, come on, we've flipped 3.6k casualties to 435k casualties. We're doing pretty well. Them too aggressive and just have them go. Oh, and fully motorize. Oh, had to do it to him. You may not like it, but this is what peak performance looks like. Oh, it's not even... Lorita's the only part that's for, like, reviving Bolivar's legacy, also. Oh, that's funny. Well, alright. Well, that's all it's gonna be. We're democratic, so we don't really have an option of doing more wars. The best we could do is, like... Ecuador's not allowed to join... Wait. What? Why am I not allowed to join factions? Huh? Is that just a game rule that Ecuador is not allowed to join factions? Oh, the Amazonian War. Presumably that goes away. It'd be funny to me if it's glitched and you don't actually lose the Amazonian War. by winning. Well, whatever. Yep, I'm gonna call this one a success, and I need to be heading to bed anyways. But just for posterity's sake, drop a save, and we debug, and on the back of that, everybody's like, "Hey, that's pretty cool," and I'm like, "Yeah, right." Then we decide to revive Bolivar's legacy to Gran Colombia. Retake all lands belonging to the old Gran Colombia. Well, not all the lands. Panama Canal. Increase pan-nationalist propaganda with clear support for the government. Ecuadorian officials repeatedly stated their belief that all of northern South America should look at their shared history and use their kinship's foundation of a unified state. The dream of a unified Latin America awaits. So what I have... Horizon, British Guyana. 76 factories, interesting flag. Still have. Take a day to roll over for the, yep. Did we not get Laredo as a... Okay, no, we did get Laredo as a core. That was just for fun. But, yeah. Cool. Alright. See you, everybody. Have a good night. And remember, follow me on Twitch. Subscribe on YouTube. Like it if you liked it. Leave a comment if you want to see me do something else in the future. I'll see you guys next time. Bye.